we grew into something that we didn't even know was possible.
All I wanted was people to see the potential in us. Who would have imagined thousands of people singing in Korean?
They were just hoping people would notice.
BLACKPINK is the revolution.
Now the whole world knows their name. This is BLACKPINK. When YG Entertainment announced they would debut their first girl group since 2NE1, the pressure was suffocating. 2NE1 had been legendary, fierce, unapologetic, and revolutionary. Just how do you follow legends? The answer came in the form of 4 trainees who had been forged in YG's notoriously rigorous training system. Jennie Kim, who had trained for 6 years, embodying the perfect blend of elegance and edge. Kim Jisoo, the Korean beauty with an actress's presence and a vocalist's soul. Roseanne Park, the Australian-born powerhouse whose voice could shatter glass and mend hearts. And Lalisa Manabon, the Thai dancer whose moves defied physics and whose charisma commanded attention from across continents. These 4 talented girls had been carefully crafted into artists, each bringing something unique to create a perfect storm of talent, beauty, and attitude. On August 8, 2016, BLACKPINK made their explosive debut and shattered expectations from the start. With Square One, they broke every rule in the K-pop playbook. 2 title tracks, BOOMBAYAH, an explosive, in-your-face anthem that screamed confidence. Whistle, a minimalist, sultry track that whispered seduction, light and dark, loud and soft. This duality became their strategic brilliance. The numbers spoke immediately. Whistle hit #1 on the Korean charts, the first girl group to achieve this with a debut song in over 4 years. BOOMBAYAH dominated internationally, becoming the most watched debut music video by a K-pop group. But more importantly, they had captured something intangible: attention. The world was watching. Within months, they followed up with Playing with Fire and Stay, proving their debut had been no fluke. Playing with Fire showcased their ability to blend vulnerability with strength, while Stay revealed their vocal depths. Each release had people talking, whispers across the industry, and among fans that the future of K-pop was here. As If It's Your Last, in 2017, arrived like a curveball that nobody saw coming. After establishing themselves with darker, more mature concepts, they delivered something bright, playful, and undeniably catchy. Critics called it a departure, fans called it genius. The song showcased their range, proving they could dominate any concept, any genre, any mood. The track was a commercial juggernaut, but more importantly, it was a strategic masterpiece. It showed the world that BLACKPINK couldn't be boxed in. They weren't just the girl crush group or the fierce concept. They were artists who could shapeshift while maintaining their essence. But if As If It's Your Last was the setup, what came next was the knockout punch. June 2018, Square Up era, the moment everything changed. Became a phenomenon that changed everything. The track was cinematic, with a beat that felt like a movie trailer and lyrics that read like a manifesto. The music video was a visual feast. Luxury cars, designer outfits, and cinematography that belonged in a blockbuster film. But beyond the aesthetics, there was something deeper. This was BLACKPINK at their boldest, most powerful, with nothing to prove and nothing to lose. The numbers were staggering. The music video broke YouTube records, becoming the most watched music video by a K-pop group. It hit #1 in multiple countries, it charted on the Billboard Hot 100, making BLACKPINK the first K-pop girl group to achieve this milestone. But the real victory was cultural. The song became the template. Every girl group that followed would be measured against this standard. It didn't just chart, it changed the conversation about what K-pop could be on the global stage. By the end of 2018, BLACKPINK had achieved something unprecedented. They had become the first K-pop girl group to truly break through to mainstream Western audiences. They had evolved from Asian superstars to global icons. Success has a way of raising expectations, and BLACKPINK's challenge was clear. How do you follow perfection? Kill This Love was their answer, a cinematic epic that felt like a Hollywood blockbuster compressed into 3 minutes. The song was massive, theatrical, and gloriously dramatic. The music video looked like it cost more than most movies, featuring elaborate sets, stunning choreography, and visuals that belonged in an art gallery. The track debuted at number 41 on the Billboard Hot 100, the highest debut by a K-pop girl group in history. It racked up over 56 million views in just 24 hours, smashing yet another YouTube record. But beyond the numbers, Kill This Love represented something bigger. BLACKPINK's complete transformation from K-pop stars to global entertainment icons. Then came 2020, and with it, their most ambitious year yet. How You Like That arrived as a powerful declaration of their continued dominance. The song was fierce, the choreography was intricate, and the production was flawless. But what made it special was its timing. Released during the global pandemic, it became an anthem of resilience and strength when the world needed it most. The records it broke were almost absurd. Most watched music video premiere in YouTube history. Most viewed music video in 24 hours. First song by a K-pop girl group to debut at number 1 on the Billboard Global 200. The accolades kept coming, but they felt almost secondary to the cultural moment BLACKPINK had created. Then came Ice Cream, their collaboration with Selena Gomez that represented their full entry into Western pop culture. The song was playful, colorful, and undeniably catchy. More importantly, it was a bridge between worlds, Korean and American, East and West, traditional K-pop and global pop. But the crown jewel of this era was Lovesick Girls and the album, BLACKPINK's first full-length release. After years of mini-albums and singles, fans finally had a complete artistic vision. The album was a journey through different emotions, sounds, and concepts, proving that BLACKPINK could sustain a full narrative arc. The Lovesick Girls was perhaps their most vulnerable moment, a track that showed their softer side while maintaining their signature strength. The song felt like growth, like maturity, like artists who had found their voice and weren't afraid to show different facets of their artistry. By 2020, BLACKPINK had achieved something that seemed impossible when they debuted. They had become the biggest girl group in the world. Not just K-pop, not just Asia, the world. Being the biggest girl group in the world comes with responsibilities BLACKPINK never asked for, but embraced completely. Their influence extended far beyond music. Each member became a fashion icon in their own right. Jennie's street style influenced trends across Asia. Jisoo's elegant looks graced magazine covers worldwide. Rosé's effortless chic became the gold standard for off-duty celebrity style. Lisa's bold fashion choices pushed boundaries and inspired countless imitations. But their fashion influence went beyond just clothes. It was about representation. 4 Asian women were setting beauty and style standards for the entire world. They created new beauty ideals rather than conforming to Western standards. The Netflix documentary BLACKPINK Light Up the Sky gave fans unprecedented access to their journey. It humanized them while somehow making them seem even more extraordinary. The documentary became a cultural artifact that documented their rise and impact. But perhaps their greatest cultural achievement was Coachella. In 2019, BLACKPINK became the first K-pop girl group to perform at the festival. Their performance became historic and transformative. They commanded the stage like seasoned rock stars, proving that K-pop belonged on the world's biggest stages. While BLACKPINK's group success was undeniable, 2021 marked the beginning of a new chapter, the era of individual artistic exploration. Rosé stepped into the spotlight first with On the Ground and Gone in March 2021. Her solo debut became revolutionary. On the Ground debuted at number 70 on the Billboard Hot 100, making her the first Korean female soloist to enter the chart. The song's introspective lyrics and acoustic-driven melody showcased a completely different side of her artistry. Vulnerable, personal, and deeply emotional. The music video for On the Ground was a visual masterpiece that felt like a short film. It explored themes of fame, authenticity, and finding oneself, themes that resonated with millions who had watched her journey from trainee to global superstar. Gone further cemented her as a serious artist, proving her vocal abilities could carry an entire song without the support of her group members. Lisa followed with Lalisa in September 2021, and if Rosé's solo was introspective, Lisa's was explosive. Lalisa was a celebration of her Thai heritage and her journey to becoming a global icon. The song was bold, confident, and unmistakably Lisa, featuring rap verses, dance breaks, and visuals that showcased her as the complete performer she had always been. But it was Money that truly broke the internet. The B-side track became a phenomenon in ways that even title tracks rarely achieve. The song's aggressive beat, confident lyrics, and Lisa's commanding delivery made it a viral sensation. Money topped charts globally, became a TikTok phenomenon, and established Lisa as a force to be reckoned with as a solo artist. The success of Money was unprecedented. It became the first song by a K-pop soloist to surpass 1 billion streams on Spotify. It charted in over 80 countries. It sparked a cultural wave that went beyond music. Jisoo's artistic journey took a different path, focusing initially on acting with her breakthrough role in Snowdrop. Her performance proved she wasn't just a visual or a vocalist, she was a serious actress capable of carrying dramatic narratives. The controversy surrounding the drama only highlighted her professionalism and grace under pressure. When Jisoo finally released Me in March 2023, it was worth the wait. The song was elegant, sophisticated, and perfectly suited to her image as BLACKPINK's visual and lead vocalist. Me showcased her growth as an artist and her ability to create music that felt authentically hers while maintaining the BLACKPINK standard of excellence. Jennie's solo journey began earlier with Solo in 2018, but during this era, she focused on expanding her artistic horizons through collaborations in fashion. Her influence grew beyond music into lifestyle and culture, making her one of the most sought-after celebrities in Asia. Her acting debut in HBO's The Idol series showcased her dramatic range, while her solo track, You and Me, proved her continued musical evolution. What made this era special was how each member proved they could be superstars individually while maintaining their group identity. They had become complete artists who happened to be part of the greatest girl group ever assembled. Even as they conquered the world as solo artists, BLACKPINK proved their group magic remained unmatched. Their comeback as a group unleashed global smashes like Pink Venom and Shut Down, tracks that dominated charts, broke records, and proved BLACKPINK was still at the top of their game. The Born Pink World Tour in 2022 to 2023 became the highest-grossing tour by a K-pop girl group in history, selling out stadiums across 6 continents and performing for over 1.8 million fans. Each show was a spectacular reminder that while they could shine individually, together they were unstoppable. Elaborate stage designs, stunning visuals, and performances that proved why they were called the Queens. The tour served as a bridge between their solo dominance and their continued group legacy, setting the stage for what would become their most ambitious chapter yet. As BLACKPINK entered their 8th year, the question wasn't whether they were still relevant, it was whether anyone else could catch up. 2024 became the year BLACKPINK members dominated the global music scene individually. The solo releases throughout 2024 were nothing short of spectacular. Jennie released Slow Motion with Matt Champion and Spot with Zico, showcasing her versatility as a collaborator. Lisa delivered Rockstar New Woman with Rosalia and Moonlit Floor, proving her solo career was just beginning. Rosé's #1 girl built anticipation for her album Rosie, and her collaboration with Bruno Mars on APT became global phenomena, with APT breaking streaming records and creating viral dance trends worldwide. The song's Western chart success proved that BLACKPINK members could succeed in any musical landscape. 2025 brought even more. Lisa's debut album Alter Ego in February showcased her full artistic range, while Jennie continued her collaborative streak with Love Hangover featuring Dominic Fike and Extra L with Doechii. All while making waves with her debut solo album, and its viral title track, Like Jennie. A bold, confident anthem that topped charts and solidified her identity as both artist and icon. Lisa's collaborations expanded with Born Again featuring Doja Cat and Ray, and Priceless with Maroon 5. Jisoo released her album Unmatched, continued her acting career with Utopia, and is set to star in the upcoming film Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. While Rosé continued her momentum with Messy, a song that became part of the F1 film, one of the biggest blockbusters of the year, and her latest collaboration On My Mind with Alex Warren. The members were everywhere, performing at major award shows, gracing Fashion Week runways, starring in films and series, and breaking streaming records. They had become individual superstars while maintaining their group identity. As anticipation reached fever pitch, BLACKPINK announced their comeback with Jump and the Deadline World Tour. The highly anticipated return marked their first group release in nearly 3 years, and fans around the world were ecstatic. The song premiered live during their tour opener at Goyang Stadium on July 5, 2025, creating an electrifying moment that reminded everyone why BLACKPINK remained unmatched. Jump proved that BLACKPINK continued to define the K-pop landscape rather than simply surviving it. Jump became the comeback that proved 9 years after debut, they were still evolving, still pushing boundaries, still setting the standard. New groups continued to cite them as influences, industry experts still measured success against BLACKPINK's achievements, and their impact remained the baseline for what global K-pop success looked like. BLACKPINK's story isn't just about 4 women who became successful singers. It's about artists who fundamentally changed what was possible for Asian entertainers on the global stage. They proved that K-pop girl groups could be just as successful as boy groups internationally. They showed that Asian artists could set trends rather than follow them. They demonstrated that authenticity and artistic vision could coexist with commercial success. But perhaps their greatest achievement was representation. 4 Asian women became the most influential girl group in the world by being unapologetically themselves. They opened doors for countless artists who followed, proving that excellence transcends cultural boundaries. Every record they broke became a new ceiling for others to reach. Every boundary they crossed became a path for others to follow. Every stage they conquered became a platform for Asian excellence. BLACKPINK redefined what global stardom could mean. They proved that success came from embracing your identity so completely that the world had no choice but to embrace you too. In the end, BLACKPINK's legacy lives in the proof that 4 young women with talent, determination, and vision could change the entire landscape of global entertainment. They came, they saw, they conquered, and they're still reigning in your area. BLACKPINK dared to be bold. Will you?